On the 14th of June 2023, a new tragedy was added to the record of Syrian tragedies. On that day, the fishing boat, which started its sailing journey from the shores of the Libyan city Tobruk, heading to the Italian shore for the purpose of asylum. The boat was carrying about 750 immigrant passengers, but its destination changed toward the Greek coast after being lost for 3 days. Some survivors report that the biggest role in the sinking of the fishing boat was played by the Greek Coast Guard, as they deliberately towed it very quickly, which led to its imbalance and its sinking. Meanwhile, the voice of the migrants' call rose up, and their fearing of drowning multiplied. But the Greek authorities liked the scene, a movie scene that satisfies the ego of their hearts. It is as if they had lost their humanity, so they did not respond to any sad call, but rather ignored those calls in the cold blood and left them to meet their unknown fate with the waves. 104 of them survived, while the rest are missing. There is no list containing their names nor their bodies to identify them. This was not the only reprehensible behavior of the Greek authorities, as testimony of the survivors state that they were prisoners of war. Not only their bodies were thrown into the prisons of the authorities, but also their words, as they were forced to reserve their testimony about the inhumane practice of the Coast Guard. In addition to their psychological suffering, in suppressing their feeling and revealing what happened, illegal methods are using in treating them as refugees. One of the survivors stated that he wished for death, comparing to stay in their prisons. Almost a week has passed since the accident, and during this week, the survivors could only communicate with their family once. What I would like to strongly point out is that those actions are orchestrated by the Greek authorities, and they are trying their best to make it appear as a humanity action. Therefore, the Syrians launched a campaign to restore the rights of the victims of this tragedy, protect the survivors and protect their testimonies, and collect justice for the victims of the boat. As for the text of this campaign, it is based on calling on the international community to hold accountable to every person responsible for the drowning incident and to achieve justice. International organizations and human rights organizations are also calling for an improvement in the condition of surrounding the survivors, so that in turn can provide a help and testify to reveal the involvement of the Greek authorities in this crime. Join us in defining the truth for the victims of the boat.